Jack the Who? I see. Another one. Are you sure you want to make a statement, Mr. Ripper? Oh, well, just a moment then while I get a pencil and paper. Thank you. Down what Chapel Way? White. Yes.
Tea?
Thank you.
Oh.
Yes, I see. Oh, excuse me. Truscott? Abandoned where? In open country, 25 miles south of Manchester, in the middle of a field?
And a dead pigeon on the ground nearby.
Well, you better stay where you are for the moment. I'll sort something out. Try and find out who was responsible.
Ought we, Holmes, to have left it there?
We had no alternative, Watson. The carrier pigeon that fell dead of exhaustion at our feet was, unknown to either of us, carrying a message.
Not.
No.
Not.
Yes. Lady Cynthia Bellingham Datchett's rattlesnake has struck again. We must get down there with all possible speed.
Oh, thank heaven it wasn't you.
God knows who else will be struck down before they finally get here.
Just have faith, Rupert, for a little longer. They're on their way, of that I'm sure.
As soon as we can establish ownership, sir.
Oh, we would like it, sir, as a present for my sister.
Yes. Well, once we find whoever put it there, if they don't want it, it's yours. Probably 95 miles away by now, in the middle of nowhere, and still going strong. If my guess is worth the paper it's written on.
Or on their way back, after making a prize bloomer, probably landed up in Inverness.
But it was the 10:15. It left from platform 9. It had a restaurant car.
You confused Euston with Paddington, Holmes. An easy enough thing to do if you're in a hurry.
Blue murder as likely as not being done upon the moors at this very moment, and we end up in Inverness. I'm an impetuous fool, Watson, as you have so often told me, and should be locked up for my own good.
You mustn't reproach yourself, my dear fellow. All London railway termini look pretty much alike at 10:15 in the morning, and never more so than to a man who is wearing his deerstalker pulled down too far over his eyes, as you are apt to do to preserve your incognito.
I shall get rid of it, Watson, at the very first opportunity that presents itself, lest it land us in an even worse predicament, if that were possible, than the one in which we find ourselves.
What better moment than now, Holmes?
You are right, Watson!
Holmes, here's on to us. Hurry, hurry.
But what was it doing, Holmes? Sewn into the lining.
Well, Watson? Suffice it to say that it was, and that without it we have no means of knowing Lady Cynthia Bellingham Datchett's address. It is imperative, therefore, that we go back to retrieve it before somebody else does.
Yes, Mr. Ripper, yes. Well, we've already got several statements from you, but if you want to make another one... that's Chapel with 1p.
Let us hope and pray nothing has happened to divert them, and that they may be yet in time to exorcise this dreadful curse.
Oh, do stop pacing, Mother. It's 3 days now since they left Paddington. They must be here within the hour.
Heaven grant they may be.
What an extraordinary coincidence, Holmes, that your deerstalker should have landed where it did.
Extraordinary indeed, Watson.
And that the gentleman who so courteously handed it back to you should have been a Chinese mandarin, bearing an uncanny resemblance to Dr. Fu Manchu in a second-rate B film of the year of 1933 or thereabouts.
The likeness did not escape me, Watson. He is indeed a Chinese mandarin, and one very much of the old school. He has, moreover, unless I'm very much mistaken, spent the last 25 years in hiding in the Chinese jungle, from which he has but recently emerged, only to discover that a Marxist-Leninist regime has taken over.
But how on earth did you deduce that, Holmes?
Elementary, my dear Watson. You no doubt failed to observe the telltale mud stains on the man's left sleeve. Stains that could only have come about as a result of his having leaned his left elbow into a fairly large swamp comparatively recently, of the type to be found in southern China and nowhere else.
And now, in order to curry favour with the new regime, he has hit upon the plan upon returning there, armed with 5 dead solicitors slumped over their desks and offering them as the pièce de résistance in the People's Palace in Peking.
Your reasoning does you credit, Watson. In the meantime, we must act swiftly. The more so as we appear to be travelling in the wrong direction, unless my eyes are deceiving me.
The devil we are! Right?
The 5:15 from Paddington. Arrived and gone? But they must have been on it. What, neither of them? They were neither... Oh, my God! Oh, it's the curse. The curse of the Bellingham Datchets. Oh, alas! Alas!
Yes, madam, but if it's the curse of the Bellingham Datchets, there's not very much we can do about it. Well, I should just try and keep out of its way, madam. I see. Well, try and keep it talking as long as you can, and we'll be down there as soon as possible. Yes?
That's those dead solicitors and someone calling himself Fu Manchu. Fu Manchu. Well, they've got them down at the... they're critted up at the airport, you know, down and ready to be loaded.
Well, until we can find a flaw in their export order, we're hamstrung.
Do you think I should, perhaps...
Yes, yes, get down there. Keep an eye. If only we knew where Holmes was.
Did I ever tell you the story of my first marriage? Well, I was a young girl of 17. Oh, well, 21.
I've got it, Watson! A travelling optician or someone with a limp who has been in India for a number of years and is partial to snuff. But where would such a fellow be likely to hang out? Well, he was once married to a tightrope walker and is a piano tuner by profession. For piano tuner! Fool that I am! Come, Watson! There's not a moment to lose!
You've fallen out of the train!
Frank Potter. One-time piano tuner, now going straight.
Is he the culprit, Holmes?
No, Watson, I greatly doubt it, but I have a very strong feeling he may be able to lead us to him. I was once able to do friend Potter a favour, and on occasion he's been able to do one for me. We shall see.
Yes? Good grief, it's Mother Goose!
Or a master of disguise?
Not!
Yes, Watson, this man is no more Mother Goose than you or I. This is Moriarty, alias Frank Potter, reformed piano tuner.
Is this true?
Yes, I'm afraid Mr. Holmes has penetrated my little disguise. You better come in.
Thank you.
In a bit of a disguise yourself, I see, Mr. Holmes.
For the nonce and in a manner of speaking, Potter, yes?
Mr. Holmes has sustained a serious injury and should be at home and in bed.
Well, shouldn't we all, provided the company's all right, eh? Yeah. Oh, dear, are you decent? We've got visitors.
Oh, no.
They do come through, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you. Watson!
What? Oh!